To my first video in a series about inequalities. An inequality is like an equation, but we don't have an equal sign. We have an inequality sign. It might be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. This statement means x is less than 5. So whatever value x is, it has to be smaller than 5. Obviously, there are lots of different options for that. If you have a hard time remembering these symbols, one way that you were probably introduced is to think about the inequality sign as a mouse. So you might want to draw a Pac-Man, some teeth, and the key thing is that we want to eat the bigger side. So we know in this particular case, the mouth is going towards the 5, so the 5 is bigger than x. The statement means that x is greater than or equal to -2. Now, obviously, there are a lot of values that are greater than or equal to -2. So we'll often graph our solution as a number line to show all the different possibilities. When we graph, we start by looking at the value. We're looking at -2. Now, if the symbol says or equal to, we're going to fill in a whole circle there. And we want all possible values that are greater than that. So we're going to make a line going in that direction. So here's a summary of what our symbols are going to look like. We have the less than symbol, which will have an open circle, greater than, less than or equal to will have closed, as well as greater than or equal to. Let's graph a couple. So get in the habit of saying these in words in your mind. This says x is less than -6. So to graph this, we're going to go to -6. Since it's just less than and not or equal to, it's an open circle. And we want the values that are less than that. So like -10 is less than -6. So I shade in that direction. How about this one? X is greater than or equal to -7. Start at -7. It's or equal to, so I'm going to be filled in. And I want greater than, so x is bigger than that. So I'm going to go that direction. Now, one thing to be careful about is the variable isn't always on the left-hand side, and that's okay. This says 2 is greater than or equal to x. So again, I'm going to start at 2, fill it in since it says or equal to. Now 2 is bigger than x. That means I could write it the other way. Remember, it's eating the bigger one, but 2 is bigger. So that means x is less than or equal to 2. So I'm going to go that direction. Stay tuned for our next videos where we'll learn to solve different types of equations.